mean, the first question I wanted to ask though was about Hamzah Sheeraz, because I remember speaking to Billy White, and Mike Tyson's coach, and from that, they're always into the mental side of boxing, how important it is. And Sheeraz is coming off a tough draw against Adames. A lot of guys, said he lost. They felt he lost. He's got a new coach. He's gone up a division. He's going to Berlanga's backyard. I mean, how difficult was it for Sheeraz to overcome all of that and yet still put in arguably a career best performance? What did you make of that? Mustafa, you want to go first?
Okay. Well, it's almost like everything on a positive for him, because now, okay, going up, he don't got to make weight. He'll be much, much, much bigger and stronger. Not saying he had a bad coach last coach, but again, Andy Lee is a very, very, very good coach. He was a very, very, very good fighter who comes from a very, very good program, arguably the greatest program of all time, the Kronk Gym. So he already came from a great coach before. Right there, Ricky Fuentes, he was with before.
Yeah, Ricky Fuentes, yeah.
Out there in LA, Goose area. So now he come from already a real good coach. Now he got another good coach that probably can teach him some more things about staying long and staying tall, but staying violent with it. And we saw on display that it was very good. Boxing almost had a real good point to where losses don't mean anything. It don't mean that the world's gonna crumble in. You're not getting put to the side, not giving you a pink slip. They probably give you another tough fight again. So get the opportunity to right your wrongs, and he very, very, very much corrected that wrong from that fight he had with Adames. You know what I'm saying? He went out there for a phenomenal fight, like you said, on coming to another guy's, went right to his backyard and knocked him out. And the hype up was good because it just brought more fans, more everything to it, how Berlanga was acting, you know what I'm saying? And he put him down in a very, very, very dynamic way. So he went through a lot, but I think it played out well for him in the end.
So I'll ask you a question, Coltrane. Sheeraz mentioned after the fight that about round 2 or round 3, he went back to Andy Lee and he said, I can hunt Berlanga down. I could stalk him. And Lee was like, yeah, if you think you can do that, go for it. I could see it too. So he showed showed a lot of ring IQ there, adaptability. But Berlanga, he's almost like a bit of a bully. Have you ever seen a bully change script? Because Berlanga clearly just felt he's got to knock him out. I kept trying to fight him at his range. Have you seen a bully change the script? What did you make of Berlanga's tactics? Just fell into a trap there. I mean,
my dad used to have this saying about guys who come in fights over energized. He said guys that come in like overexcited, over anxious like that, they don't plan to go 12 rounds. They plan to be there for a short night. And when he came in, as I mentioned pre-recording, on that straight line, being overly aggressive like that against a tall, rangy fighter, you're right in punching range. Like, there's that invisible line that trains to you step under or over that line. He stayed right on the line the whole time. And that's why he was in punching range. And I was at the fight, so I couldn't hear, how the conversation went between him and Andy Lee. But you could see that they was like, oh, you're going to just deliver this to us this simplistic and this easy? And he started working that lead hand, bending the corner, using a jab as a multi-usage weapon, which was beautiful, by the way. And then it was all downhill from there. Like, he was such in punch. He was so made it so simplistic. Not that Sherz didn't have to put his punches together, but he made it so simple for a taller, rangy fighter to have somebody in that punching range standing on a line the way he did. It was win, and win was very simple. So I just think when it comes to Berlanga, I think that he was a sensationalized creation through social media that finessed his way into a Canelo fight. He got hard. He's not a chump by no means, but the branding stuff gotta match what's going on inside the ring as well. So when you start fighting pedigree guys, because these are pedigree guys now, no more Friday night fights, guys with double-digit losses. You're fighting pedigree guys now, and pedigree guys they're not going to be intimidated by those tactics. And you got to use some skill and abilities. And to me, you just saw some levels. You saw a fighter that's going here, and you saw another fighter that's going there. Not that his career is over, but he got a lot of stuff that he got to clean up. Berlanga.
So is this a mental thing then, Coach
yeah.
Mustafa? Do you think it's a mental thing too stubborn to change his ways because he has like 16 fight knockout streak in round one, leaves his pack, he's backing it. Didn't want to change script.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Knockouts trick the fighters.
Yeah,
I got guys in my gym, they get knockout, they change. They be pure boxers, they get a knockout. Now they want just knockouts. And again, like you said, he moved on to the new division. He's thinking the guy's smaller. He see him struggle with Adamas. He might be thinking that Adamas not like that, so he lost the last fight, and then got a new coach, new whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Like that be too soon. I think it's an easy fight, and before you know it, I saw it in round 1 or 2. I was like, yeah, he barely missing him. Right there. Barely missing. I'm like, ooh, like man, you don't see this.
And you know what? Real quick, not to cut you off, to your point, because you know what, New York is right next to Philly, so you know, Eric, we all know each other. So I asked, well, how was Berlanga in the amateur? They say he actually was pretty solid, but once he started like going into his man strength and started knocking people out, it was the default button to the power. We're gonna forget everything else.
Got a great chin. I can take a hit by a train. I wouldn't go nowhere. Sheeraz is trash. All the boys trash. Andy Lee is trash. And you want to fight like that? I could see trash talking before the fight. You know, whatever. You know, he really thought that going because he behaved like Sheeraz was a nobody.
Yeah, like he was some sensation.
Sheeraz came to fight, brother. He came to prove a point and make a statement. That's somebody you have to take full seriousness with.
I think because he won 12 rounds with Canelo, which I thought was dangerous. It was like fool's gold at the end of the day because it was like, that's the second place trophy. Like, we don't do those. Like, you didn't win the fight. Like, you went 12 rounds. Congratulations. That's great. But you take that loss. Where I come from, and I'm sure where you come from, Lou and Faze, you're supposed to get better and build upon losses, not pat yourself on the back for taking a loss. Yeah. I saw zero improvement from round 1. I said, he's still the same fighter.
Ross is bigger than Canelo. Canelo is a blown up 168 pounder.
Yeah.
He's not Sheeraz. That dude way bigger than Canelo.
And Canelo don't throw combinations no more. That's another thing. Yeah.
That dude's a big horse than Canelo is. He's not a guy that moved up there.
He should have never been at 160, by the way.
So now you really seen a better than you ever see again.
Don't weight cuts are real.
Weight cuts are real, bro.
They're real, man. That's a real thing. Like
they're not themselves. So you give them 8 pounds with something to prove to, and a vicious Andy Lee coming with trying to break down.
And strong pedigree, and upward, nice left jab. The man who used to say.
Exactly. You gotta be serious with that guy. You gotta be 100% serious to go put him on the back leg. Because if you let him come forward, shoot shots, that leverage, you staying out there on that. He didn't even move back or nothing.
Nothing. That's why I was like, no. What
you think about to happen? That was. I said he's easy. The way he fought, he made that so easy.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's not to take nothing away, but
yeah, like what were you thinking about? You know, either you wasn't listening or you had your camp. You had a horrible game plan. One of the two.
He needs to give it to him. Go ahead, Faze. What you were saying?
Rest for disaster.
No, I was just going to move on.
Because
you mentioned. Do you want to add anything else, Coltrane?
I was just saying that I would like to see him, you know, go to another person's camp and learn some basic techniques and fundamentals. You know, somebody brought up Robert Garcia to me. I don't know. I don't care who it is, but an established camp that got a stable of fighters that they help turn. And I thought about a guy like Rayo Valenzuela, who Robert Garcia has been working with, and turned him in, turned his game around. And he had an unfortunate loss, but it's Gary Antoine Russell who would give everybody problems. But he also got some big wins with Rayo, Robert Garcia. So I'm just saying, like, just go and be a part of a camp and soak some information in.
Yeah. Do you think you should go to Philly?
Oh,
he can come here. Go to Philly, get some spark.
You gotta be mentally tough to come here. Like, you'll get a guy off the street that think he's better than Berlanga. So it's like you gotta be mentally tough. Everybody think they can fight in Philly. So
yeah, the famous Philly gym wars. Mustafa, so you mentioned Andy Lee, and I've spoken in the past, probably to yourselves as well. I know I spoke to Brit and probably yourselves as well, but certain coaches, they prefer a particular body type. Now, Kronk, they definitely prefer guys physique like Sheeraz. They go in the past, Hitman Hearns, McCrory, McLennan. These guys are all tall, rangy fighters.
Yeah.
Is this the perfect matchup, do you think, Sheeraz and Andy Lee?
100%. He's only going to get better. People will say, people ask me, they say, oh, you got the same style? I say, yes. Oh, my God, got the same style. All cuss guys had the same style. Every coach has like their
Eric James, most of his guys was physical and pulled,
every similar style. Of course, they can modify it, but the coach has a standpoint that he's good at this thing. The Kronk guys, tall, rangy, dominant lead hands, and that right hand was the kryptonite. So it's like him, like him with Whitaker. You saw the fight? Whitaker was sharp in there. Jab was crazy. Like, so it's the same lineage is still here. It's perfect. Yeah. It's like, that's the first fight together. That is the very first fight together.
I didn't realize that it was that quick. That was their first. I don't know why I was thinking that was their second fight.
He's gonna look, inshallah, he's gonna look so much better as he goes.
Yeah.
Like
he got a lot of potential.
A lot of potential because he can add a little bit of slickness, a little bit of flavor to what he's doing.
Yeah, he did. Good ball to play.
Yeah, because man, he got right now. He got a jewel in his hand. Right now he like a more control in his hand. He can add and play. He got Whitaker. He got him. He got Parker. Got that Patty Donovan.
Yeah,
it's interesting because all the names I mentioned, they're not American fighters. Obviously, Kronk made his reputation with great American fighters, but now that style is taking its pick from the cream of the crop from outside of the US as well. Now, isn't it?
Because it's not racial. It's teaching. I was in Switzerland out there, Switzerland. I'm like, man, look at these big, strong dudes out here in Switzerland. Like, I was tweeting at me. I'm like, man, look at these dudes, man. Imagine these guys had me giving them the American style.
Right.
I saw about 10 guys. I'm like, man, these guys would be American, like hitters. They'll be stars over here in America. Big, strong, thick, athletic, want to box.
That Viking pedigree, isn't it?
You feel me? I'm like, put the slick American stuff on that. Sheesh, you're in trouble,
Yeah.
So it's not racial, it's just the teacher.
Yeah. Anyone Sherz remind you of Coltrane when you think about the old Kronk fighters, Breland, perhaps? I don't know. Anyone come to mind when you see Sherz fight now use that Kronk style?
You brought up McCrory,
same thing. Yeah.
You brought him up. A lot of people don't know he was the original Paul Williams.
Paul Williams.
The times was a lot different then. So a lot of these guys, they didn't get a chance to be button stars because it was crowded back then. Now you brought up
better than Mike McCallum. I'm like, man, what in the world?
Yeah, because you brought up like Donald Curry is like the quintessential guy of that, where it's like people be like, well, damn, well, what happened? I said, well, he was fighting an era where it was just crowded with talent. But I think it's. I don't want to get too carried away, but I saw some little Tommy Hearns things in there. When he was been in that corner with the league in, I saw some Gerald in there, G-Man. But if people hear these names, well, you bugging like he fought Edgar Berlanga. True, but two things could be true. Like, I'm not going to lose sight of the opponent, but I also know that technique is technique at the end of the day. whether you hitting a bag or a person. Technique is technique. And from a technical aspect, you could see like the Kronk ingredients, you know, and what Andy Lee picked up from Manny, because Manny he would gush over this type of style. Like he loved it. He just had an obsession with tall fighters. Yeah. Orthodox. He loved right-handed fighters. They just had to have a good left jab, as he always said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about Berlanga? Are there any? Did you see? I mean, he clearly has some flaws in his game. Are these flaws you believe he can rectify, continue improving, maybe get another world title shot? How do you see his trajectory playing out? Because he had some critical flaws in there which they took advantage of. Not be so easy to overcome those and correct those sort of habits now. So Mustafa, you want to go first then?
Yeah, you can. So I call them like rules of engagement. You know what I'm saying? Cliche things like all the way in, all the way out. That's something that's simple. Why sit right there his range? Either step away to make guys come to you, make them reach in, or go to them, go and smother the power. So that's something that's simple that you gotta like almost like, okay, do this and start with this. Rule of thumb, take away a jab. Don't just sit there and block the jab all day long. Move your head, step all the way in, step all the way out, work behind your lead hand, work on head movement, lateral movement. Some of that he could do. Lay off the like just get serious. So many people they train so unserious.
That's a great
It's
point, Moses.
it's come to the gym, condition,
Going for the motions.
Yeah,
parlay.
like
Man, you need to have
Intent.
strategies. Yes, intent, strategies, game plan. Do that same exact game plan every single day until your fight. Then the next opponent do get a game plan for him. Do that as well. Work on that stuff every single. So when you get to the fight, again, anyone can lose, but you want to look like you know what you're doing.
right, exactly. That's a great point.
Like that. You know, anyone can lose, but at least I held my own. I look like like I belong in there with him. This stuff looks like wipeout, and then you get knocked out. Like, what did you do? Was there a game plan? Was there a strategy? You know, what strategy was it? The strategy that he's trash? No. What was your strategy to win the fight?
Coltrane, want to add to it?
You can't park. You can't jump out the car like you got the car. Jump in the ring like you got the car double parked. You know, like you in a rush, in a hurry. He talked about being serious, patience. All that stuff is like relative to one another. Like patience is paramount. Like you have power, no doubt about that, but you have to systematically get to the power. Like there's like you're not in some fighter jet hitting your jet button with a parachute. Like you have to take your time and gradually and systematically break guys down. What we saw on Saturday night has just the temperament. Before we start talking about throwing punches, I'm talking about the mental temperament of his fight game, of being in a hurry and a rush because you're fighting emotional and charged up because you know you got this power, but you forget that the other guy can punch back too. So it's like that's why I say you might need to get out of. I don't know where he trains at. I don't know if he's in New York. Maybe you got to go to a Big Bear, and I'm just throwing names out there for the sake of discussion. But somewhere that's more isolated. Get with a camp that teaches some of the elements that Big Moo was talking. I'm telling the fighters that you could bring consultants in. You could bring people in. Everybody do it.
Bring help.
Yeah, just bring help.
You'll see Eddie Futch and Theodore Torrance in the same corner.
Yeah, just bring in help. You know what I mean? That's it. You know, I hate to kick a guy while he's down. Like he's still young, he got time, but he got to correct them things ASAP if you want to continue to have a career.
Do you remember Larry Holmes having Arcel and Futch in the corner?
Yes.
What'd you say?
Larry Holmes had Ray Arcel and Eddie Futch in his corner, didn't he, for one of his fights?
Yeah, I mean, because it's about getting better. It's just bringing that extra added information if the assignment allows it.
Yeah, but the total opposites, aren't they? You mentioned about Berlanga being in a rush, whereas Sheeraz always looks calm and quite cool, never rushed.
Yeah,
it's interesting. matchups, the interesting style, and yeah, all Sheeraz.